Hello and welcome. These are horse racing selections for Wednesday, the 28th of May. I am flatcapcallum and I'm hoping you are all very, very well. Well, Tuesday's lesson was don't listen to the voices in your head because they try and put you off. Who knew? Who knew? Wolverhampton. So we'll get to the review of Tuesday. For Wednesday, we have got 11.75 going out. It was almost going to be a Yankee for the third day in a row, but it ended up being five. So five horses in the usual win doubles each way treble fourfold fivefold type bet that I do. Five horses. We've got one at Cartmel, two at Wexford, two at Kempton. We're in a similar gig. It's mostly it is late afternoon, evening, including the Irish nightcap bumper race, which we'll be playing in again. So we are 1.11 frame so far this week in the Irish bumper nightcap competition that no one knew we were playing. Okay, and I forgot to say this. I think someone wrote in the comments the other day. I think it was Cornish Blue about this. Never clocked it before. No one's ever mentioned it, but yeah, basically reflection of the spotlight in my studio. That's what it is. But yeah, they basically were saying that they had to adjust their set a few times because they thought it was something on their screen. But no, this is a reflection of the spotlight. Which is my face looks so. But I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not tanned, but it looks a bit more pale than in real life. I would suggest to you in this particular light, which is why when I film in other places, you actually see not so milky skin and a bit of freckleaction. Oh, that's a new word. Freckleaction. We'll have that. All right, let's do the review again. Not a dilly dally, and I apologise because I've kept pushing back the start of the video because I was hoping at 10:30, then it got a 11:15, and it's going to be about 11:45 upload. Kempton was causing me a bother. I'll get to that. Anyway, the review of Tuesday. Jean's Mate, lovely winner, went from the front. I said it would go from the front, and I said, can I hope nothing gets past it? And it actually didn't. Similar to Monday, we got the first race right. And then, well backed in 7-2. It's nice that this happens sometimes. You can have obviously people who are betting on late, then they're not getting on the nice price, are they? But we do have a lot of horses that get well backed in that don't do anything. So, nice winner. And that kicked off. I mean, I like the look of Finley Marsh's horses generally at Wolves. Tuesday night, he actually hit a hat trick, which was well done to him. Then 7.42, unfortunately we weren't on a Finley Marsh horse. We were on Saturnali that wasn't close enough. Not too bad, but not close enough. And then Ned in the Park looked competitive and then faded, but hung on for third place. Again, well backed in. I think it was like 11-2. We had 9s with a 10p rule 4. Sid Zanny was a non-runner in the day. So again, second day of the week where we had a Yankee with a non-runner. We had a place, but this time we had a winner. So we got over the line for a profit. So Channel had it as 9 on 18.65 back, 9.65 profit, 7.40 ahead for the week. And we've now swung in 6 days £100 in our favour. So the month is now, for the month of May, 4 days to go, we are minus £28. We have clawed 100 off that. It was actually a smidge over 130 at worst point in May, and we are now at minus 28. So 4 days to go. We have got it all to play for. We can still take May down. May still might take us down. We've got 4 days. We'll find out. Okay, so that's fine. That's the numbers. That's that. Let's give you the bet then. Here we go. So starting off at Cartmel in a maiden, love true, very exposed. I think the softer ground that we're going to get at Cartmel is going to play to its strengths. Good trainer jockey combination, 12-1, I think is a good price. On its best form, that would have a favourites chance in the race. It's just it's exposed and it's a little bit inconsistent. There's also a suggestion, if I look through the form, that you could interpret it to say it's actually better in a slightly bigger field like this, where maybe there's better pace. It's been seen to less good effect when there's been 5 or 6 runners. So quite a lot alike. The big downside is not been in great form. So let's start off well, but we'll see. Love True, 12-1. 7 o'clock Wexford. There's 3 sort of shorties in the market. This is 4th best. I think the price slightly underestimates the fact that this horse could get closer to those 3 than the market suggests. So we'll try our luck on the 7 o'clock Wexford Capper 12s. 7:52 Kempton, aiming high. From a star system point of view, this one was 100% and very clearly the strongest of all 5. Whether that means anything or comes true, I don't know, because as you know, I don't sort of rank them above star line, but this one comes out very strongly, aiming high, decent course distance experience on it, and in a race where I expected to find lots of other things that I thought would argue case for, it was the one and only standout for me. So that was in 8:22 Kempton. Arku, we got previous here. It's run 6 times this season. It's won once, and it was the time when we backed it last time, which was the penultimate run over course and distance. David Probert was on then. Switched it to Danny Muscat for Wednesday. A bit of value in 9-1. If it carries on in the same vein of form, it was slightly less good at Epsom, but less optimum conditions. So if it carries on the same vein of form, definite framer, and therefore 9-1 is a good enough price from an each way perspective. Let's see, it's a competitive race. It wouldn't be unheard of that it's got enough just to get itself nudging ahead. I mean, if it does come out ahead, it won't be very much. That's what I'd say to you. So our Coob's in at 9s, and then we're finishing off in this bumper 8:30 Wexford Lakewood Rose. There's quite a few horses in this one. It's 14 runners. There's a couple of reserves and stuff. 14 runners, not ideal. This, and you want a bit like we've had at Ballinrobe, you want the horse to be run a bit prominently. So we will see. I think the extra distance will help the horse. It's got reasonable enough form over point to point. It just depends on how much rain gets in the ground at Wexford, because I would prefer the ground to be on the better side. So if we start to get more yielding or even soft, I mean, I think if it went softer they might not even run the horse, but if predominantly yielding, I'd be less keen on the horse. So I would say it's definitely the riskiest one. It's the biggest price. It's also the riskiest one, just for the number of runners and the ground question mark on that. I'm not worried particularly on the other 2 on the ground, but Lakewood Rose, I'd prefer it to be better. So the bet: 10 times 20p win doubles, 10 times 15p each way trebles, 5 times 15p each way fourfolds, and a 25p each way fivefold. £7 is the bet. I'll always say, if you want to do a Canadian or a Super Yankee for 15p each way, that would be 780. You'd be 80p above the channel. You could work it out. You could do something like 13, 14p, and you'd be on the similar stuff. I prefer for the channel to do it like this, particularly at these sorts of prices. If there were a lot bigger prices, I would then, revert back to something like a Canadian. But at these sorts of prices, I'm not worried if 2 place, the each way money, getting back 11s and 12s isn't worth doing it each way doubles. So win doubles for me, each way trebles fourfold, and then we've got slightly more than that fivefold, because if we do hit one at some point, which is inevitable ultimately in the long term, my memory says, I'm playing probably a few more five horse bets this year than I have previously, but I can't remember whether we've hit one of these full 5 horse. I don't think we have. My memory may be doing me disservice. At some point, we play them long enough, we'll get one over the line. And then we've got 50p each way singles on Love True, Capper Hill, Aiming High, and Lakewood Rose, and we've got the 75p win single on the single figure price Arcoob 9-1, 11.75. Sky best, but only because of Arcoob's race. Generally, most bookies are 3, 3, 4, 4, and 3. Coral and Labrooks are less favourable for this Aiming High race. So that's why they are the least good of the major bookies. That's it. All right. I think that's my offering for you. I have to say, David's comment did tickle me about my inner voice. Sounded like it was some sort of camp guy from a Carry On film. I mean, everyone's got an inner voice, right? I mean, I got loads. Some of them, give you great stuff, and some of them don't, do you? But it is what it is. It wasn't planned on last night's video; it just sort of came out like that. But yeah, I didn't even know my inner voice sounded like that. But he's clearly not very convincing. So he wasn't saying anything much to me tonight, other than I think you might want to sneak our coupe in. But I don't know. We'll find out if that was a good idea or not. That's me. Thank you very much. So 4 days of the month left to go. 4 days of the month? Yeah, including Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. 5 days of the week. Well, it looks like we may end up playing every day this week. We might have a full 7 days, so we'll see. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.